We're now in day 3 of the Democrat-led government shutdown. The Democrats continue to recklessly hold the American people hostage over their demands to give illegal aliens free health care. Republicans are fully unified behind passing nonpartisan clean funding bill, the exact same bill that Democrats approved back in March to reopen the federal government. But those same Senate Democrats are now voting against this clean funding bill and keeping the people's government closed. I understand Democrats will have an opportunity very shortly here to change course, and we hope that they will. There are significant personal impacts on millions of Americans as a result of this current government shutdown. The 1.3 million men and women of America's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Space Force who serve honorably and put their lives on the line to defend us all are not being paid. Military families are already seeking out food assistance because of financial anxiety caused by this Democrat shutdown. According to new reporting from the Military Times, staff members at the Armed Services YMCA food pantry distribution location near Fort Hood in Texas found a line of military families stretched around the side of the building yesterday at 5 in the morning. According to the staff who work there, that is, quote, not happened ever. They've already had a 34% increase this week over past weeks. President Trump and Republicans fundamentally believe we have a sacred responsibility to protect and provide for our military families with the resources they need to thrive. If Democrats believe in this very simple premise too, they should end this shutdown immediately. Unfortunately, the severe impacts of the Democrat shutdown extend beyond our troops. Nearly 7 million mothers, infants, and low-income families who rely on government-run food assistance will be in jeopardy if the WIC program runs out of money in the weeks ahead. The more than 13,000 air traffic controllers who ensure that Americans fly safely in airports across the country are currently working without pay. The National Flood Insurance Program is in danger of lapsing, which could leave families without necessary help if a disaster strikes, and we are in the middle of hurricane season. Critical services offered at Social Security field offices are reduced for senior citizens and disabled Americans. Helpful transition assistance programs are not being provided for veterans who fought to defend our country and are now trying to re-enter civilian life. The economic consequences of this shutdown are piling up every day. Policymakers, markets, and even the Federal Reserve are flying blind at a key juncture because BLS and BEA data are on hold until the government reopens. Democrats shutting down the federal government to give health care to illegal aliens could lead to lower growth and higher unemployment rates for Americans. According to a new memo from the Council of Economic Advisors, the U.S. economy could lose $15 billion of growth domestic product each week. Every single week, the Democrat shutdown extends, with a month-long shutdown leading to an additional 43,000 unemployed people. Small businesses are likely to encounter delays in receiving federal loans. Mortgage applications will likely shrink. And just this morning, Business Roundtable, an association of more than 200 CEOs of Americans' leading companies representing every sector of the U.S. economy, put out a statement urging Congress to pass the clean CR that will once again come before them in the Senate floor in just a few moments. Quote, a fully functioning government is essential for American businesses, workers, and consumers, while policymakers continue working on a full-year funding package and other pressing issues. Again, that is a quote from the Business Roundtable. What's clear is that the Democrats' actions account to an intentional sabotage of our country and our people by shutting down our government. This madness must end. President Trump and Republicans are calling on Democrats to reopen the government immediately on behalf of the American public. All we need are 5 Democrat senators to do the right thing and to stop this shutdown. Call your Democrat senator and tell them to vote yes to reopen the government.
This is what treachery looks like. Democrats shutting down the government, not over principled disagreement, but because they refuse to let go of a radical demand. Healthcare for illegal immigrants. They are holding millions of Americans hostage. They're weaponizing taxpayer dollars, and they have the gall to call it progress. Let me walk you through how they've dragged this country into crisis, and how they're lying every step of the way. We're now in day 5 of the Democrat-led government shutdown. Democrats continue to recklessly hold the American people hostage over their demand to give illegal aliens free healthcare. Translation: they are using basic governance as a bargaining chip. They are not negotiating, they are sabotaging. This isn't leadership, this is hostage politics. They approved this so-called claim funding back in March. Now they vote against it. They flip-flop when they see resistance. That's not statesmanship, that's thinly veiled coercion. And let's be absolutely clear, a funding bill without radical extras is not a scandal. The scandal is using everyday Americans' needs, military paychecks, food support, air traffic as leverage for an ideological agenda. They are gutting the backbone of America. Do you realize 13 million service members, people who defend this nation, are working without pay? Military families lining up at food pantries for the first time ever. Reduced services for seniors and disabled citizens. Air traffic controls working unpaid. This isn't budget negotiation, this is a direct attack on American stability. And while these people suffer, who do they blame? Everyone but themselves. They'd have you believe the economy can absorb thousands of unemployed delayed mortgages, frozen federal loans, halted aid programs. Here's the truth. Chaos costs. One memo says our economy loses 15 billion per week during a shutdown. They'd have you believe that's collateral damage. It's not. It's their weapon of choice. Democrats shutting down the federal government to give healthcare to illegal aliens. That sentence is their moral bankruptcy laid bare. What's being sold as compassionate inclusion is really radical expansion of welfare for non-citizens paid for by citizens who are being robbed of services, pay, and footing the bill. You cannot dismantle the role of government in service to citizens while expanding government to serve illegal entrants and call it justice. They knew the damage, yet they did it anyway. What's clear is that the Democrats' actions account to an intentional sabotage of our country and our people by shutting down our government. Let that sink in. Intentional sabotage. This is not incompetence. This is deliberate, cold, political warfare. Because they've done the math, they know the fallout, and they don't care. In fact, they compute it as leverage. They dare to blame their own stunts on policy disagreement. No, this is raw, vindictive power play. All Trump and Republicans ask: reopen the government. No radical provisions, just the basics. Let the people breathe again. 5 Democrat senators, that's all it takes. If America matters to them, if the oath they took means anything, they should do what's right, not what's politically expedient. See, they've proven that what many suspected. In the cancel culture era of politics, the Democrat Party no longer competes. It coerces. It doesn't persuade, it punishes. It doesn't govern, it holds hostages. Their shutdown isn't about ideology, it's about dominance. Let me remind you, the people suffering from unpaid work, halted benefits, and frozen services are not collateral damage. They are casualties. And the architects of this are not the defenders, they are saboteurs. If you believe in service, in law, in fairness, in American priorities, stand up, call up your senators, demand they reopen the government now. Defend your neighbors who are forced to face this breakdown day after day. Because if we don't act, they will break this country on purpose and claim moral high ground while they do it.